Welcome back to the Unquiet You podcast, and welcome to a brand new year. It's the first week of January, and I want to start today a little bit different. Before we talk about resolutions, before we talk about goals, and before we talk about leaving things behind that no longer serve us, I want to talk about possibility, real lived, embodied possibility. Because I just watched some of the biggest transformations of my coaching career unfold in 2025, and I want to share a couple of them with you. Not to compare or to make you feel behind, but so that you can understand something really clear as you step into this new year. Women just like you change their entire lives because they decided to. One of my clients hit her financial goal this year, a goal that she had never hit before, not even gotten close to in all the years that she's made a goal to hit a financial status. She didn't get there by hustling. She didn't get there by burning herself out. She got there by doing hardcore inner work. We faced a lot of things in the mirror. We held ourselves accountable. She found the part of herself that she never felt like was truly worthy of receiving the amount of money she really wanted to make. She learned how to fell forward with every failure instead of seeing it as a stop sign. She consciously hustled instead of burnout hustling. She was aligned, consistent, and she was dedicated to the end result. She was very determined, and she showed up every week doing the work through tears, through laughter, through accountability, through acknowledging things that she'd never acknowledged. She just kept showing up. There were some days where she didn't believe in herself, and yet she still showed up and she did the work, and she was very vulnerable. And she had a thought her whole life that she just was one of those people that this financial success wasn't meant for her. So as we closed out 2025, she hit her goal early in December, and everything in December was just extra for her. Another client came to me with years of heartbreak behind her. She had had a hard divorce many, many years ago and had a really big pattern in love that was very negative and unhealthy, and she tend to attract like very toxic situations, and she just felt like she had kind of missed her window for like the big extravagant love that she had always hoped for. And we spent months uncovering where her past was still holding her power. She rebuilt the relationship she had with herself. She chose to see her value for the first time in years. And then after a few months of this work and her showing up and her wanting to be very vulnerable and opening up about fears that she had had and the reasons that she felt she was attracting the wrong type of men, we realized that she didn't see her value. She didn't see her inner worth. She thought outwardly she was doing all the right things. She had gotten in shape, lost the weight. You know, her social media profile looked amazing, but deep down inside, she never really felt that she deserved to have that really big love where someone really, truly just wanted her for her. And a few months later, after getting out and dating again, she found someone who matched her worth, her energy, and her heart. And they just booked their first 2-week trip to Europe. And it was just something that she never thought people like her were ever going to be able to do. So she is exactly who she had always wanted to become, and that's why she attracted the perfect mate for her. Another client came to me in tears when she felt like her kids and her spouse didn't need her anymore. But what we uncovered was that they didn't stop needing her. They needed her in a different light, and they needed her to start needing herself. They needed her to start showing up for herself so that she could rediscover her joy outside of raising kids and always being there for her spouse. She wanted to explore who she was outside of all of the things that she had been doing. And she released control. She released control of her kids, trying to make their adult lives perfect and always being available for them no matter what, which also took the pressure off of her kids because they felt like they were able to go live their lives without any guilt or needing to please her. She stopped trying to fix everyone and everything around her. She stopped proving her worth through the desire of being needed. And she found her passions again. She built relationships that became softer and they deepened, actually. She got closer with her adult kids. Her and her spouse grew closer and realized that There were so many fun things that they wanted to do together in this phase of life that she just couldn't see past in the very beginning. Her home got lighter. She went through an entire cleanse of her home and redecorated and just made it more light and airy the way that she had always wanted it to be. And she felt like her family connection was so much healthier and beautiful, and she enjoyed having them over for different events and those sort of things. So she chose herself, and in choosing herself, she also made it to where her entire family won. And they are actually just getting ready to plan a big family vacation as her first child or her first grandchild is just born. So I wanted to start with these because they weren't miracles. They aren't things that just happened overnight. They were decisions. They were decisions that women made when they called me and said, this is what I truly desire to want in my life, and I don't know how to get it. And these are the things that we really, really worked on this year to bring out that version of them. January is a very big turning point. I think it's an amazing month. We don't make our lives better by waking up on January 1st. Change doesn't happen just because the calendar flips. I'm a big believer that we can wake up any day and decide to change. But change happens because we decide who we're becoming. We decide that we want more. And January is not about pressure. A lot of people want to book make a resolution and like put the pressure on all the things they didn't do last year, and we have to do more this year. It's really not about starting over because you weren't wrong last year, right? Like you lived last year, whether there were ups and downs, some things you're not going to hit, some goals you didn't hit, maybe some you did, but it's about the new month of having clarity. It's about asking questions like, what actually did work for me in 2025? What felt aligned and true to who I actually am? What drained me? What exhausted me? Or what pushed me out of myself? What patterns am I no longer willing to carry into this new year? What version of me did I abandon last year? And what version of me is ready to be reborn this year? This month is your chance to look at the truth. Gently and honestly, you can step into 2026 with full intention instead of being on autopilot and doing the things that you've been doing over and over. 2026 can absolutely be your year. You just have to make a decision that this is going to be it and that you're going to step into that version of you. This year, you stop talking yourself out of the life you truly desire. So no more saying one day, I'm not ready for this. It's not now, right? This isn't my time. Like you decide this is your time and this is your year. Nothing will change until you decide to stop abandoning yourself. Not when the timing is better, because there will never be perfect timing other than the timing we have right now here today. It's not going to be when the kids get older, because the better version of you starts now. And the faster you do it and the more you lean into it, the better the kids are going to be. And kids still need you when you're older. I think a lot of times people will say, just like my client, well, when I get older or when the kids get older, but what happened is she had become so attached to her kids' needs and desires that when they got older, then all of a sudden they carried the guilt of not being there for their mom and not allowing their mom into every single step of their life. It also doesn't happen when work slows down. If we wait for work to slow down, sometimes we wait forever, right? Because there's always something new. There's always something coming. There's always a busy season. There's always time where if it's not a busy season, we're rebuilding, right? So it's today. Today is the time that you have to start deciding that it's going to be your year. It also can't happen when you feel ready, because fully feeling ready will never come. We think it will. We think that there's going to be a light bulb moment, but the moment actually comes when you just make the decision. The woman who transforms is the woman who chooses herself before she's qualified to. The woman who decides ahead of time who she's going to be, and she steps into that version today. This year, 2026, gets to be the year that you rise up, the year that you go all in on you and what you truly want, the year your desires become a non-negotiable, the year your patterns shift, the year you take that leap that you've been wanting to take, and the year that you stop delaying your own life. Because at the end of the day, only you can decide all of those things. If you want 2026 to be a year that everything changes, here's where you can start. Write down what did work. Lay your foundation of what worked in 2025. What new things did you do? What patterns? What rituals? Did you have a morning routine that you really liked and it made you show up better? Did you have a workout routine you love doing? Did you journal at a certain time? Did you take time every week to have a date night with your partner? Did you ask for help with your kids? Like, what worked for you in 2025, and write it all out. Allow it all to come out. Write down what you no longer want to carry. Maybe it's an emotion from a loved one. Maybe it's the gut feeling you have when you have to do something you don't really want to do, or maybe it's going to places that you don't feel valued, or you feel like you have to and people don't always treat you right. Maybe it's going to a job that just drains you every day. Like, what doesn't serve you? Like, what do you not want to carry on into the next year? Define what you want your life to feel like this year. A lot of people skip this part, and I think this is a huge thing because we have to attach how we want to feel in order to get the results. So when you have a goal, I want to know, like, what does that feel like? What is your why behind that goal? Like, how is it going to make you feel when you accomplish that goal? And I want you to ask yourself this question: what version of me can create the life that I truly want? And what version of me do I have to let go? This goes back to going through your personality. What part of my personality no longer serves this new version? If I'm going to up-level my life and I'm going to step into that version, what do I have to stop thinking about myself? What story do I need to quit telling about myself? Maybe it's a personality trait that's been embedded in your brain, like I'm too quiet, or I'm an introvert, or I don't really like to go out, I'm a homebody, those kind of things. If you want to have a bigger social calendar and you want to get out there and you want to network, telling yourself you're a homebody is not going to serve you. It's going to keep you playing small, and it's going to give you every excuse as to why you can't go out and network. When you can start to tell your story that you are social, you love to go out, you like to meet new people, you like to do something different. This is a new opportunity. There's a possibility here for you to go out and meet new people. If you're listening to this and you're thinking, I want this to be my year, I just don't know where to start, that's exactly what my one-on-one coaching container is for. This is what it's built for. It's built for women who know their value, know there's more to them, know inside that, like, even if we don't feel our value and we feel our worth, like, we know there's something inside of us that we're made for more. We're made to stretch and to get out of our comfort zone. 2026 is the year for the woman who's done waiting, done shrinking to what other people want them to be, done playing small, done repeating the same year over and over and getting to December and being so frustrated that you didn't do it this year. It's for the woman who's done abandoning her dreams because she's being realistic. I think being realistic has its place in our lives for sure. But I think when it comes to our dreams, we have to stop being realistic and start being a little delusional with a little bit more possibilities and a little bit more deciding, acceptance, and accountability. You can make 2026 the year that you choose yourself without any hesitation. Thanks for starting your year with me. If you're interested in one-on-one coaching, send me a message or check out my website to book a consult. Thank you. Thanks for being here and for choosing to be a little louder, a little braver, and a whole lot more you. If this episode spoke to you, I'd love it if you subscribed, left a review, or shared it with someone who needs it. Until next time, keep tuning in to the fire inside. Stay unquiet.